What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be testing out really tight trucks. I like this setup. We may see a new Michael Relevant in the future. A Michael Relevant that skates normal sized popsicle shaped boards and does flip tricks and stuff like that. Because actually I'm really liking this setup. I went through all of my trucks and I found all the original pieces that went to the trucks, because all of my trucks I've been interchanging the kingpins and all this stuff for decades now. So they're all messed up and the turning radius is messed up. So today I've been riding my trucks extremely tight, tighter than I've ever ridden them, at least for the last 20 years. So with tight trucks, if you don't land your tricks perfect, you have to tic-tac out of it to keep rolling forward, and that makes you look like you just don't have any style. It makes your tricks look more awkward. So tight trucks are good for somebody who's just starting out, because you don't have to worry about the board turning. All you have to worry about is going straight forward. But as you get better at skateboarding, your trucks are probably going to loosen up a little bit. The more you ride a pair of trucks, the more they're going to loosen up. Or you could just take a tool and loosen them up. So you can tell if your truck is really tight if you try to turn, and before you get wheel bite, you actually lift the board up. So you can see when I'm turning and my board is actually lifting up on both sides, you can tell my trucks are really tight. So what I did was actually tighten these down all the way. A tight truck is good for somebody who's just starting out, who doesn't have a lot of experience on a board, because you don't have to worry about turning as much. You don't have to worry about anything but going straight forward. The cool thing about this spot is these painted ledges really slide well, but the asphalt up on top is a little bit soft and it feels like it's kind of grabbing onto your wheels. It makes you roll really slow. One thing I've been doing that has really handicapped me is I've been skating really big boards that are built for somebody who's 7 feet tall and has really long legs. I'm about 6 feet tall. My legs are not that long compared to my torso. I feel like I've got a lot of torso. So when I'm skating a board that is really long and really wide, certain tricks are harder, like heel flips, just technical stuff like doing a frontside 180 to a tail stall on a ramp. And I really have found that I have been handicapping myself for certain tricks. The reason I ride a bigger board is because I want to feel more stable, and it kind of makes me feel small. It makes me feel like a kid, and it gives me a good center of gravity, a good balance. Also, if I'm skating ramps, bonking in, stuff like that, I like to have Indy 169s because I found that they're just the most stable truck. And to fit those, I need a board that's at least 9 inches wide. It's hard to find boards over 9 inches that are still popsicle shaped. A lot of times they are shaped boards. One good thing about tight trucks is you can run bigger wheels and not have to worry about getting wheel bite. Wheel bite is probably the main problem with having loose trucks. There are a lot of professional skateboarders that skate really tight trucks, and there are a lot of professional skateboarders that skate loose trucks. It's really just preference. Nyjah Huston is a good example of somebody who skates really tight trucks. The main thing I hear people complain about Nyjah is they say his style is very robotic. And that's what it does when you skate tight trucks. It makes your style less fluid and more robotic. So like I was saying, I actually really like the setup I have going on there. I did something to my trucks to alter them, and I'm going to talk about that in a future video, so stay tuned for that. The board was good for flip tricks, it was good for pressure flips and stuff like that. Having tight trucks doesn't matter as much on vert. Like if you're on a bigger ramp, by the time you get to the top of the ramp, you're not really turning the same way you would on flat ground. Instead, you're weightless and you're just kind of kick turning and sliding around in the air. A lot of vert skaters like Bob Burnquist and Danny Way, people like that, skate really tight trucks. But it doesn't really affect the turning. When you're on vert, you're basically weightless when you get to the top of the ramp. So you don't really have to turn the same way people turn on flat ground. With that, you just kind of turn your body in the board, and the board and the wheels kind of slide around on vert when you're turning because you're weightless. You're not actually making as much contact with the surface as you would be on the ground. Another thing I do that handicaps me as a skateboarder is I'm always switching boards. Like, I'm never skating the same board for a long period of time. The other day, somebody asked me, what's your main board? What is your main setup? And I didn't know. I was like, I guess the board with the holes in it right now is my main setup because it's on the Indy 169s, and I feel probably the most comfortable on that board of anything right now. So that's probably my main setup. But the fact that I can't really say something is definitely my main setup shows that I am handicapping myself in that way as well. I feel like there's definitely a social aspect to our skate park. A lot of people go there just to hang out with their friends, and they'll go there and they'll just kind of sit on the sidelines and hang out. It's more of a hangout spot, at night. If it starts to rain just a little bit, a lot of people don't come out, and then the park ends up being empty all day like it was today. But then, when a few people start posting on their stories that they're out there, it fills up pretty fast. So that's what I think about having tight trucks. It worked pretty good. I skated pretty good today, but I'm going to loosen them up a little bit for the next video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.